Welcome to the MVP Show. Full show notes for this episode can be found at nz365guy.com/327. That's 327. Before we chat with today's guest, here's a quick message from our sponsors. Today's show is brought to you by the 90-Day Mentoring Challenge. I cover the following key areas in growing your career: communications, consulting, technology, Microsoft community engagement, personal brand, how to build your own, and what are the career options, the career paths that you can take in working with Microsoft business applications. If you want to be mentored in the next 90-day mentoring challenge, please go to nz365guy.com/mentoring and check out more information, testimonials, etc. there. Now, let's get on with the show. Today's guest is from Johannesburg, South Africa. She's a project lead for Dynamics 365 customer engagement at Nerland Technologies. She got an MVP awarded in January this year, so brand new. She loves reading novels. She's a foodie and an amateur photographer. You can find her on Twitter at @TechieGirl. Roma Gupta, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mark.
It's good to have you on here and good to have somebody based in South Africa on the show. It's one of those countries I've never visited. How long have you been living there?
It's been 5 years now, but it is the awesome country as well to be here. The people also and the community and tradition is pretty much amazing. So you must come here and visit South Africa. Mm-hmm.
And so you're originally from India, right?
Correct. I'm an Indian and here in South Africa for my project work.
Yeah. The thing is that I'm not sure if I've got this right in my history, but India and South Africa always had a very long relationship together. Is that right?
That's correct. Mahatma Gandhi from India was here to study and complete his law, and then he went back to India and then started anti-march and all those movements.
Wow. Phenomenal. So what do you enjoy most about living in Johannesburg?
It's the nature and environment, to be very honest. It's so green over here. And even if you get bored of your daily life, you can just, within 3 hours drive, you can visit mountains and all the greeneries in the surrounding areas. So I just love about it. I love traveling in South Africa.
Nice. We hear a lot at the moment in the media, of course, around COVID and India. How's that affecting you? I assume family and friends are still back there. And how are things?
It's pretty bad in India, to be very honest. I have got my families affected. There has been some death in the family also, not immediate family, but relatives and friends. So it's pretty hectic in India. We just are trying to, tell everyone to stay at home. There has been lockdown as well. And in some places, the lockdown are extending as well with few weeks now.
Wow. Yeah, it's definitely tough. It's definitely tough, and feel for you and your family at this time. Tell me, how did you get into IT?
So IT, let's just say my dad and mom gifted me a computer when I was in school, and the love for computers started back then, and eventually. So we have to choose subject in India when you complete your 10th grade, right? So in 11th class or some over here people call it higher university. I chose computer science as a subject, and then since then I have been reading into different languages, and then I again chose IT and computer science in my graduation as well. So that led me to IT world.
So, and then what was your kind of first career step?
I was lucky enough to get a placement or a job from my university placement. India, this is a thing that in your university, all the companies will come to get the fresh bunch of freshers, right, who has just passed out. So I was lucky enough to get placed in iGet Solutions, which is now a Capgemini subsidiary or a company. So that started my journey into .NET for like a couple of 4 to 6 months in the beginning. And then I was to Dynamics 365 projects. So that gave me an opportunity to be the part of business applications of where I am today.
Okay, so what was the first project you were involved in?
My first project was directly to write a plugin, Dynamics 365, and it was my US client. So it was pretty much a duration just to have some overlapping time with US in the second half. I mean, India time around 2 p.m. afternoon till 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. So that was my office hours in the beginning. But slowly, as the work got little smoother, my time duration also shifted to a general shift of India. So I was working then during the daytime of India time.
So is it typical then, if you're doing multi-time zones like that, is it typical to work the client's time zone more than your local time zone?
Not exactly. So let me say, when I was doing that, I was bachelor, so it was easy for me. I had no responsibilities, so anything would be fine during that time. So even the US time zone is little difficult, but it's manageable. But at the end of the shift, right, because it gets night and you have to travel back home, it little gets tiring. But once you have your family and responsibility and then you have to travel, yes, it does get difficult to manage your family and friends and the work from India and US time zone. That's the toughest, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. And so then how, what was your transition to ultimately being in South Africa?
So after I think a couple of 3.5 years, I changed my company. I joined Healand Technologies as a senior developer there. And my first project, I was sent to South Africa after a period of 6 months from my joining date. Then I have been in South Africa. I started one of the projects here. So this project is my baby. Everybody knows that now. So yeah, I'm pretty yeah. The project has been doing very well since then, and that project has kept me in South Africa now.
Do you get to go home much?
I do travel mostly once or twice a year, but due to the situation, I have not traveled in. Uh, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally makes sense. So when we look at all the business apps that are available nowadays, what area do you specifically focus on? Is there particular apps that you work with more than others? What's your focus when it comes to the technology?
During my day job, I focus into Dynamics marketing module, which I'm playing with my client. We use Dynamics marketing along with Click Dimensions a lot in my day to day. But when it comes to the community side, I love Power Automate and then Power Apps a lot. So those two, I also try to tell my clients about it, because that is new, and that is something that my whole client team can also use themselves, because it's a low code no code platform.
So tell me a bit about your experience then with Dynamics 365 marketing and Click Dimensions. How do you describe the differences between the products? Which do you see as becoming the more popular for customer engagement, that type of thing? What's your experience?
My experience started from MD. I'm not sure if you've heard of that product.
Oh, I know it very well. Yes.
So I started from that product in my current situation. And then, of course, the product went for a toss, and it was deprecated. So, but we
Yeah. I laugh because it was a horrible product.
Exactly. So I did not wanted to use the word horrible, but yes, it went on a toss, and we were left mid hanging, and then we also had to, uh, give something back to our client, and I had that feeling personally that I understand where my client was coming from, what was the pain areas he had. So we then started developing a custom solution just for them to use and go live with. But slowly and steadily, we got onboarded Click Dimensions. for the marketing solution as well on the email side. So if I compare Dynamics 365 marketing and Click Dimensions, my personal favorite is Click Dimensions because they are so easy, they are well inside, living in within CRM, right? And the look and feel does not change across. So even the client would not know, or anyone who uses it would not know whether they are using Click Dimensions, but they are actually. The templates are awesome, and I absolutely love the analytics and the insights that they bring back. So I was just demo for myself and clicking and randomly checking out that product or trying to break it, and then I saw the analytics that come back that it gave me the exact places where I would have clicked in the email template, and I was like, wow, this is super cool. I need something this kind of product for my client. And then the client did had a chance before I introduced the product, so they know about the product. And then we told them, we showcased a demo, and yeah, that's how Click Dimensions came in the life of me. But on the other hand, Dynamics marketing is evolving, I know that, but I would still like to see it more at a mature stage in comparison to what Click Dimensions is currently.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, so you're the first person I suppose I've spoken to in a while that's kind of worked with both technologies closely. And so, based on everything you know at the moment, you would still prefer Click Dimensions over Dynamics 365 marketing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. I think that's what you've pointed out, I think is very interesting and very telling about the two different competing technologies.
Correct.
In the Power Platform side of things, apps, flows, Power Automate, Power Apps, etc. What is exciting you most about what you see coming in the future in these areas?
I can see Power Automate for sure as the best integration platform for moving data between anywhere. I mean, let's say between Power Apps and Power Virtual Agents, or be Dynamics 365 and Power Apps. So I love that part of Power Automate, but I also love that it's, even if you had a chance to work on a standalone thing for Power Automate, like a background job that runs on a server, that would still fit in. So, game changer thing. On the Power Apps, is my second favorite. I can see sure the camera functionalities, the barcode, the AI that has come across in Power Apps as the perfect game changer as well.
I like it. This is good insights that you have. Tell me, how did you come to becoming? How did you become an MVP?
That's an interesting story. I thought I would be an MVP, to be very honest, because I've seen the lot of efforts that every MVP has put in, including yourself. I've been following you and other MVPs from quite a long year now, so I would put that much of effort in the community. But since I'm always passionate about helping people, so it all started, I would say, from the WhatsApp groups. People would post questions and their queries, and whenever I would get some free time, I would just Google the questions just to increase my knowledge also. So it started from there, and then I came in the Dynamics communities. I started answering the questions, and then down the line, I picked up D365 Champs. That is the community I represent now. It is mainly based out of India, but we have a global presence across. So I mostly I'm one of the lead for that community as well, and yeah, I've been pretty good with them. Then we started doing meetups and organizing meetups. I've been on the speaker side as well. So that eventually led to the MVP thing.
I like it. So have you looked at the new, Microsoft now has taken over or built a user group platform that is part of, for community use. Have you looked at that? Have you used it at all?
I did look at it, but yes, one of the organizers from D365 Champs is trying to onboard Champs as well. We are halfway. So since it is more from India, they are looking into it, and we're looking forward to have our champs onboarded on the community thing.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's interesting times. It'll be interesting to see how that develops, because I know still a lot of people run the user groups on Meetup.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting to see how well that tool performs. Hopefully it'll be fantastic, and allow a lot of different individuals to start their own user groups in their own location in the future.
Absolutely.
Has getting the MVP, and I know you've only had it for a few months, what's been the biggest surprise in becoming an MVP, or the biggest impact on you since becoming an MVP?
To be very honest, the confidence has just boosted a lot because of the community, I would say. I never knew that people know me just because of my work or just being an organizer, right? After an MVP, there has been so many personal messages that I've received, that how I'm doing, and how great it has been, that uh, some of my blogs have helped them in their professional life. So I think this is the confidence booster and motivator for me after becoming an MVP.
Excellent. That's totally awesome. What, often I get asked from MVPs, how do I become an MVP, or what recommendations you would have if I wanted to become an MVP? How do you answer that question?
I also did get that. One of the funniest question was, what is the step or guide to become it? So my answer was, there is no guide or step. You just give it back to the community, right? Because it is what matters. And then if you are doing your best in giving back to the community, one of the MVPs or one of the Microsoft employee would get it, because I have seen this. People would know that yes, he or she is doing his best, so let's give him a chance, or let's give her a chance to speak or to present the demo or just to write. So there is no step, I would say. It is just giving back to the community what you can do your best.
Yeah, I like it. What's your plans for the future? As in, you obviously haven't had a chance to attend an MVP summit yet. What are you looking forward to in a hopefully a post-COVID world?
Definitely missing the in-person events. So I would like to meet the MVPs from South Africa, and then since I did had the MVP summit virtually, so I would really want to travel Redmond and see how it happens, because all the MVPs in this year, they were like, oh, this is not like the MVP summit. We are missing the feel. So I'm like, okay. So there's big, very, what should I say, a very high pitch created around me, and an aura. You must visit, you must travel US and go it. So I'm all excited about that part, to be very honest.
I like it. Okay, I always like to finish my show with a few random questions. Are you ready for your random questions?
Ooh, scary. Sure.
Now, if you don't want to answer a question, you're going to say pass, okay?
Okay, cool.
Okay. Would you rather be the funniest or the smartest person in the room?
Funniest.
Nice. If you could have any superpower, what would you choose?
I would like to fly.
Nice. What skill did you learn when you were young that you still use today?
To be a speaker. I've been speaking
Nice.
since childhood.
I like it. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Oh my God. uh,
What was that?
Nothing, pass.
I like it. When you die, what do you want to be remembered for? That's deep.
Yeah. For helping everyone I could in the best possible way.
Nice. And finally, what's your favorite quote?
I don't have a favorite quote, but from today, since me and my husband were talking Star Wars,
Nice.
is I am your father.
I love it. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I had my sister's son is called Luke, And his father would say to him when he was young, Luke, I am your father.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it. Roma, it's been so good to have you on the show. And thanks again for coming on.
Thank you so much, Mark, for having me. It was nice chatting to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. I'm your host, Business Application MVP Mark Smith, also known as the NZ365 Guy. Please like and subscribe in your favorite podcast player. Let me know when you become an MVP. Otherwise, as always, in this weird COVID world that we live in, stay safe out there. Until next time.